Good afternoon. This is Pallavi Gupta. Today I will discuss professional obligation under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 Part 2. Today I will discuss some case related to drugs and cosmetics. In fact, these cases are related to the meaning of drugs or cosmetics, what it included, case laws. These are the case laws. After that, I will discuss the prohibition on the import of drugs and cosmetics, the prohibition on manufacture, sale, and distribution of drugs, cosmetics, and Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drugs. Regarding some case laws, in the case of Pond India Limited, which is now merged with the HL Limited, means Hindustan Lever Limited, versus Commissioner of Trade Tax in 2008, it was held that any product which prevent a disorder of human function comes within the purview of drugs. In the case of State of Bombay versus Zahid Hussain in 1975, Bombay High Court held that it is not necessary that the article should be applied to whole body. If it is applied to a part of body and if it is beautifies or promotes attractiveness or alter appearance, then also it will be a cosmetic within the meaning of Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940. In the case of Lagnamurthy versus State of Odisha in 1973, it was held that the definition of drugs is an inclusive one. It includes all medicine or for external or internal use of human beings or animals, or any substance intended to be used for or in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, or prevention of disease in human beings or animals. It is very categorically held in this case. Further, in the case of R.C. Sundarka versus State of West Bengal, it was held that water meant to be used for dissolving other medicine for injection into human body is drug. So further, it was held that gandh and nail polish are cosmetic within the meaning of the act. It was held in the case of State of Bombay versus Zahid Hussain. Now I will discuss the prohibition on the import of drugs and cosmetic acts. This is under this I will discuss from section 8 to section 15. And under this topic or heading, I will discuss the standard of quality of the drugs and cosmetics. There are three kinds of the drugs and cosmetics, which is known as a misbranded drugs or cosmetics, adulterated drugs, spurious drugs and cosmetics. We will discuss provision on the import of certain drugs and cosmetics, power of central government to prohibit import of certain drugs or cosmetics in public interest, power of central government to make rule regarding the prohibition of the import of drugs and cosmetics, application of Sea Custom Act, offences quantification and jurisdiction. Regarding the standard quality of the drugs and cosmetics, it is said in the section 8 that in relation to drugs, the drugs which complies with the standard set out in the second schedule shall be called as a standard quality of the drug. And regarding the cosmetic, it is said the cosmetic complies with all such standards as prescribed time to time. Meaning thereby for the drug, it has to comply the standard which is set out in Schedule 2nd of this Act, and regarding cosmetic, as prescribed the standard time to time by rules under this act. Now, what is the meaning of misbranded drugs, cosmetics, or misbranded Ayurvedic, Siddha, or Unani drugs? I will discuss all together these things because it is almost similar with respect to drugs, cosmetic, Ayurvedic, Siddha, or Unani. It says that for the purpose of this chapter, of this act, drugs and cosmetics and misbranded Ayurvedic, Siddha, Unani drugs shall be deemed to be misbranded if it is so colored, coated, powdered, or polished that the damage is concealed. Or it contain a color which is not prescribed by the rules. Drugs, cosmetic, Ayurveda, Siddha, or Unani are not labeled in a prescribed manner. If it is labeled or container or anything accompanying the drugs bears any statement, design which makes any false claim for the drug or which is a false or misleading in particular case. So this is considered as a misbranded drugs. Means the color, the label, and the container bearing any statement that it makes a false claim to cure the disease. This is called as a misbranded drugs, or it shall be deemed to be misbranded drug, cosmetic, or Ayurveda, Siddha, or Unani drugs. Regarding adulterated drugs, cosmetic, and adulterated Ayurveda, Siddha, or Unani drugs, I will discuss all these section 9A, 17A, 17E, 33 double E all together. Says a drug shall be deemed to be adulterated if it consists in whole or in part any filthy, putrid, or decomposed substance. If it has been prepared, packed, or stored under insanitary conditions, whereby it may have been contaminated with filth, or whereby it may have been rendered injurious to the health. If the container is composed in whole or in part of any poisonous or deleterious substance, if any container is composed of any poisonous or deleterious substance which may render the contents injurious to the health, or if it bears or contains a color other than with one which is prescribed and for the purpose of coloring. If container bears color which is not prescribed, if it contains any harmful or toxic substance which may render it injurious to the health. If any substance has been mixed therewith so as to reduce its quality or strength. So these are the factors. If it is there, then that drugs, cosmetic, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs shall be deemed to be as a deemed to be as a adulterated drugs for the purpose of import or for the manufacturing, sale, distribution, etc. The spurious drugs, cosmetics and spurious Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs under section 9B, 9D, 17B, 17D, 33EA. We'll discuss all together because it is almost similar. Drugs, cosmetic, Unani, Siddha, Unani drugs shall be deemed to be spurious if it is imported under a name which belongs to another drug. Specifically, this is considered with the drugs or cosmetic, not regarding Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani. Regarding the Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drug, if it is sold or offered or exhibited for sale under a name which belongs to other drug. Meaning thereby, if drugs or cosmetic imported under the name of other drug or cosmetic, it shall be considered as a spurious. If the drug, cosmetic or Ayurveda Siddha Unani drug is sold or offered or exhibited for the sale under a name which belongs to another drug, will be deemed to be a spurious drug. If it label If it is substitute for another drug or resemble another drug in a manner likely to deceive or bears upon it or upon its label or container the name of another drug so as to reveal its true character, it shall be deemed to be a spurious drug. Meaning thereby, if it is a substitute for another drug and resembles with another and it has the another name of the drug on its container level, then it shall be considered as a spurious drug because it reveals its true character. If the label or container bears the name of an individual or company purporting to be a manufacturer of the drug, which individual or company is fictitious or does not exist, means the drug or cosmetic has been made by such a company which is not in exist. If it has been substituted by any other drug or substance, wholly or in part. Further, if it is purport, means if it is a claim to be the product of a manufacturer of whom it is not truly a product. So these points, if it are says that the drug is cosmetics or Ayurvedic drugs or Unani shall be considered as a as a spurious drug. Regarding the prohibition of the import of certain drugs or cosmetic under section 10, it gives power to the central government that the central government, whenever it is fixed the date, after that date, it, the, if certain things are taken, then it may be considered as a violation of the this section. Means it says that no person shall import any drug which is of a substandard quality. If any person import any misbranded drug or spurious misbranded or spurious cosmetics or Ayurveda Siddha Unani or any adulterated or spurious drug Ayurveda Siddha Unani drug, any drug or cosmetic for the import of which is license is required and without license it is import. Drugs whose manufacture, sale or distribution are prohibited in original country. Any patent or proprietary medicine whose true formula is not disclosed. In that case, it shall be considered that the import of these drugs, cosmetics are imported as in the contravention of this, the provision of this act. Meaning thereby, no person shall import misbranded drugs, substandard quality drugs, the drugs which is claiming to cure disease, but in fact it is not, adulterated drugs, spurious drugs or cosmetics. So, so it is totally prohibited. These types of the drugs cannot be permitted. It is totally prohibited. As in the case of S. Mohammed versus Assistant Collector Custom AIR 1970, it was held that any import of goods of which the importation is prohibited by law cannot be valid import under this act. So goods so imported cannot be treated to be lawfully imported goods. Means there are rules and regulations to import the goods. If import of the particular goods or cosmetics or drugs is prohibited, then no person can import those goods or cosmetics. Regarding the power of central government to prohibit import of drugs and cosmetic in public interest. I mean, in certain cases, uh, uh, central government is having a power to prohibit the import of drugs or cosmetic in public interest. If the central government is satisfied that the use of any drug or cosmetic is likely too harmful for the human being or for the animal, or any risk is involved, so that the use of this drug or cosmetic is harmful and the animal, then in that case central government after consultation may prohibit the import of such drugs or cosmetic in public interest, as in the case of Vincent Panikurla, Vincent versus Union of India. In 1987, it was held, the central government, on the basis of the expert advice, can indeed adopt an approved national policy and practice in adequate number of formulation, which would on the would on the whole meet the requirement of the people at large. While laying the guidelines on this source, injurious drugs should be totally eliminated from the market. Meaning there why this is that if it is in the public interest, central government prohibit certain drugs, prohibit import of certain drugs or cosmetics, it will be considered as a valid one. Power of the central government to make rules. Although uh, this is related to the import of the drugs and cosmetic, and important to know what kind of power central government is having, and the violation of this provision will be offense. So therefore it is necessary to know about these things. The central government, after consultation with the, or on the recommendation of the board, means technical advisory board, uh, uh, central government may make some rules, and it will says that such rules may specify the drugs or class of drugs or cosmetic, or the class of cosmetic for the import of which a license is required, may prescribe the method of the test or analysis to be employed in determining whether a drug or cosmetic is of substandard standard quality, prescribe under this law the color or colors which a drug may bear, specify the disease which an imported drugs may not claim to prevent, and such other effect which drug may claim to have. So this is the liability of the central government. Prescribe the place at which drugs may be imported and prohibit their import at any other place. Prescribe the conditions subject to which small quantities of the drugs, the import of which is otherwise prohibited, but it may be imported for the purpose of examination, test, or analysis of personal use. Prescribe the conditions for the packaging. It may regulate the mode of labeling the drugs or cosmetics. imported for sale in package, and prescribe the matters which shall or shall not be included in such levels. Prescribe the maximum proportion of any substance, any poisonous substance which may added or contained in any imported drugs. Prohibit the import of any drugs in which that proportion is exceeded, and specify substance which shall be deemed to be poisonous for the purpose of this act. Require the accepted scientific name of any specified drugs or cosmetic shall be displayed in the prescribed manner. So these are the rules which may prescribe certain standard, certain norms for the import of the drugs and cosmetics. Although there are many others, but I have discussed some. Yes, regarding the application of the Custom Act 1878, it is said that this act, See Custom Act 1870 Act 78, apply in respect of drugs and cosmetic, the import of which is prohibited under this act. And in the case of Kanungo and Company versus Collector of Central Excise, my spell is not correct here, excise, EX, I just skipped it. So in the case of Kanungo and Company versus Collector of Central Excise, it was says that the tainted goods may be confiscated without proceedings personally against any person and without coming to a finding as to who was the smuggler. Such that the mere unlawful possession of the prohibited goods does not lead to conclusion that the goods had been imported unlawfully. Onus is on the custom authorities to prove the breach of prohibited orders. Means it says that See Custom Act is applied, and under that act it is the liability of the custom authority to prove it, that the person is possessing unlawfully the drugs and cosmetics. Regarding the offenses, it is very categorically mentioned under section 13. Sorry, by mistake it is written 12, it is in fact 13. It says that whosoever himself or by any other person on his behalf, himself or any other person on his behalf, import any drug deemed to be adulterated or spurious, cosmetics and drugs, it is a punishable offense with imprisonment and fine. Any drug or cosmetic other than a drug or cosmetic, the import of which is prohibited, is punishable with imprisonment and fine. If any person import any drug or cosmetic in contravention of the provision of contravene the provision of under section 10A, it is a punishable with imprisonment and fine or both. The punishment provided by this section, in addition to any penalty to which the offender may be liable under the provision of section. So meaning thereby, if any person imported adulterated, spurious drugs or cosmetic or in the violation of the section 10, section 10A, in that case it is a punishable offense with imprisonment as well as fine or both. Confiscation. Section, this is section 14, by mistake I have written here 13. I apologize. confiscation, when any offense punishable under section 13 has been committed, the consignment of the drugs or cosmetics in respect of which the offense has been committed shall be liable to confiscate. As in the case of Sharmal Jain versus Collector of Central Excise in 1956, it is said that the tainted goods may be confiscated without proceedings personally against any person and without coming to a finding as to who was the smuggler. Means there is no need to take the proceedings. Regarding the jurisdiction, this is section 15, and it says that the court of the metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate of the first class will entertain the or will try the offences punishable under this section 13. Regarding the prohibition on the manufacture, sale, and distribution of the drug, cosmetic, and Ayurveda Siddha Unani drugs, section 18, 33, EEC. I will discuss all this section all together. It says that no person shall manufacture for sale or for distribution or sale or stock or distribute himself or by on behalf of him any other person any drug or cosmetic which is not of a standard quality or is misbranded, adulterated or spurious one, any patent or proprietary medicine of which the true formula is not disclosed, any drugs which by means of any statement, design or claims to cure disease but in fact it does not, any cosmetic containing any ingredient which may render it harmful, any drug or cosmetic in contravention of the provision of this act, sale or distribute any drug or cosmetic without which has been imported or manufactured in contravention of the act, manufacture, sale or distribute any drug or cosmetic without license. So, on these grounds, no one, I mean to say, these are the factors which says that the manufacture or sale or distribution of the drugs, cosmetics, or Ayurveda Siddha Unani is prohibited. These are the grounds for the prohibition. Although a small quantity of any drug for the purpose of examination, test, or analysis can be manufactured, sale, or distribute. This is the exception. As under the case of Drug Inspector versus Physicam Laboratories Private Limited in 2008, by mistake it is double two written here. In 2008 says that Section 18 prohibits any person from manufacturing for sale or for distribution or selling or stocking or exhibiting any drug, cosmetic which is not of a standard quality or is misbranded, adulterated or spurious and which is not in accordance with the condition of the license issued for such purpose shall be it's a valid one. It gives a power. As in the case of Swan 6 versus State of Punjab, this is the practitioner of the Indian system of medicine, that is Ayurveda, including Siddha or Unani, are not entitled to keep allopathic drugs for administering to the patient. Means the allopathic doctor cannot keep the Ayurvedic, cannot sell the Ayurvedic drugs or the Ayurvedic the practitioner who is in Ayurveda Siddha Unani cannot sell the allopathic drugs. The power of the central government to prohibit manufacture, sale, distribution, etc. of the drugs, cosmetic and Ayurvedic drugs, Siddha and Unani, in public interest. Uh, I will discuss all together in 26A and 33 double E. It says that if the central government is satisfied that the use of any drug, cosmetic and Ayurveda, Siddha or Unani is likely to involve any risk to the human being or animals, then the government may by notification prohibit the manufacture, sale or distribution of such drug in public interest. As in the case of Binset versus Union of India, the central government has prohibited the manufacture, sale and distribution of the state's obligation to enforce production of qualitative drugs and elimination of the injurious one from the market must take within its sweep an obligation to make useful drugs available in reasonable price so as to be within the common man's reach. So this is the public interest that the drugs should be in the public reach. Accordingly, if certain drugs is in the risk of human being or animals, the prohibition may be imposed. And further, it is says that under section 26, specifically it is mentioned that if the central government is satisfied that the use of any drug or cosmetic is uh, uh, is likely to involve any risk or human being, and it does not have the therapeutic value which is claimed, or contain ingredient and in such quantity for which there is no therapeutic justification. In that case, in public interest, government may regulate, restrict, prohibit the manufacture, sale, distribution of such drug or cosmetic. In 33 double E, it says that yes, regulation of manufacture, sale, distribution of drug, cosmetic and Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs under section 26, 33 double EB will discuss all together. It says that if the central government is satisfied that a drug is essential to meet the requirement of any emergency arising due to epidemic or natural calamities, and that in public interest it is necessary or expedient to do so, then the government may regulate or restrict the manufacture, sale or distribution of such drug. And regarding 33 double EB, it says that no person shall manufacture for sale or for distribution any Ayurvedic, Siddha, Unani drugs except in accordance with the standard, if any, prescribed time to time. Meaning thereby the government is having a power to restrict the sale manufacture of the drugs and cosmetics, and it further puts a obligation on the person to manufacture, sale or distribution of the drugs which is not in accordance with the standard which is prescribed. So I have discussed the uh, the power of the central government to prohibit the import of drugs and cosmetics in certain cases or in public interest, power of the central government to make the rules, to regulate the import of the drugs and cosmetics. Power of the central government to prohibit the manufacture, sale, or distribution of the drugs, cosmetic, Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani drugs in certain cases, and the power of the central government to restrict or regulate the distribution, sale, or manufacturing of the drugs, cosmetics, and Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs in public interest, and in other cases. So this is all about the drugs, cosmetics, and Siddha and Unani drugs, which is prohibited, which is regulated under this act. Now I will not now, but in the next lecture I will discuss the role of inspector and government analyst under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940. Because if any person found to violate the provision of this act, so what action should be taken? What other provision is there to penalize them? That will be discussed in the part 3. Thank you. Thanks to listen me.